In literature, there's a technique called charm and harm, which basically means getting as close to someone to gain their trust and then using their trust to your benefit. It is true to say that all of us have applied this technique at some point in our lives, because ultimately everyone looks out for their own interests. But it is truer to acknowledge that in the heat of action, people are likely to forget where their best interests lie. Where am I going with all this? I'll tell you a short story about two best friends. On a night out, two friends, best friends, adults in their late 20s, men. One got fantastically drunk and began to narrate about a never-told secret from his past. He didn't mention that it was a secret. He didn't even introduce it as such. There was nothing striking either in his voice or demeanor. His friend knew that it was a secret from the familiar expression in his face that denoted the working of a thought and the shyness in his eyes. He revealed to him his well-kept secret, the story about the day he stuck a carrot up his butt. The friend, from a sense of fairness and out of the trust his friend placed on him by sharing his story, kept the carrot story a secret. Years went by and they both went along to follow their careers and make something out of themselves. The friend, the one who was told the secret, became a writer, quite a famous one. One day, 20 years later, while on stage making a presentation in front of a huge crowd, to make his material more resourceful and compelling, he decides to piece his friend's story together with other pieces of stories. Remember, this is 20 years later, and before now, he hadn't seen his friend for at least a few years. He looks across the room and sees his friend. And he's on stage telling his carrot story to hundreds of people. Utterly stricken, the expression on his friend's face does not say much to what his mind is thinking as to the violence that has seized his heart. The rage, that feeling in his heart was through a scientific procedure to be harnessed and put in a bottle. It would make the most powerful energy drink. This feeling, what his friend was going through, sitting in his chair, listening as his carrot story was being told on stage by someone else, is a sensation akin to the sensation of sitting and watching as other people excel in your craft. Yours may not involve carrots and butts, but get on stage and tell your story, because the only story we haven't heard is yours, because you haven't told it.